Okay, so we're going to be putting these LED strips I got off Amazon onto my Ranger boat. As you can see here, I figured out approximately where the center of the boat is. I decided to go roughly 10.5 inches back to here, and I'm doing the full width of this. Got these on Amazon for $11.99, something like that. Keep in mind, if you are doing this in the heat, then the ends of these actually melted. Now the ends didn't melt, just whatever was adhering them together, silicone melted, so I re-siliconed the ends, then put on, you can see here a little bit of silicone maybe, and then just threw on some heat shrink on either end of it, just to further help protect it and everything. Originally, I wanted to have this whole part hidden in behind the rub rail over here, so that all you would see is essentially from here back. But the way that these rub rails are made, that wouldn't work. So what I ended up doing is this. So right now that's not fully installed, that's just kind of roughly in place here. I'm going to end up siliconing this. That is where the wire is. I drilled at an angle through here into this opening underneath here, ran the wire through there, so then I'm going to have to wire it up to this. This is the horn and bow light plug, so we're going to wire it to the bow light plug so that when I turn that on, these will come on. Again, this will get all siliconed nicely in here, and hopefully it works. So just to show you, it just started this side. So just put some tape on it, mark out where want it to go, and then I'm using an Olfa with the black blades. Black blades are sharper than your standard blades. It seems to cut through it really nicely, so as I go, I will show you how the progress is going. If it gets caught up, just take your knife. You can see right in there, it's still attached, so take the knife, cut it again, and this is how it will look when you cut it out. This is just rough. It won't go in because on this rub rail you've got this piece here, so this is a tedious job. You don't want to rush this, just take your time. If you're not patient, find someone who is to help you. If you're having trouble getting this out, I found a pair of needle nose works great. Just kind of grab it, pull, and then take your Olfa knife and cut along. That'll help bring the piece that you need to cut out towards the front so that you can work better, but I can't do this with the camera because I only have two hands, so I'll come back when I'm done. Okay guys, so I've cut out the channel. Hopefully this is visible. And now you just gotta start sticking this in. This is pretty pliable stuff. I'm actually impressed with how bendable and everything it is. We'll find out if it actually works afterwards, and then all you want to do is one of these, and you want it to be as straight as possible in there, and you just start doing this and feeding it in. Whoops. Try to get as close to that as possible. Yep, that looks good. And then what I'm going to do is take this out, drill a hole at a bit of an angle just so it's not putting pressure on the wire here. So it's going to go kind of like that, and then it'll follow in over to here. There it is. And then wire up with the other one. So I'm just going to clean this up a bit and then we'll carry on. Quick tip, guys. When you're doing this, take this off first and look inside here to ensure that you can do what you want to do. And on that side I have my rod locker, so I've got all the rods and wires and a channel or a conduit type of thing for all the wires. That's probably my trolling motor wiring right there. So this side is going to be much harder than this side right here in terms of getting it through. But I'll do it. Another quick tip, long drill bit. I think it's about 1.5 inches or 2 that you need to go through to get to this actual inside part here. So keep that in mind. I started off, where did that drill bit go? I started off with a smaller drill bit and it was not long enough to go through. Fortunately, I had a longer one, so I switched to that. I just put some blue tape on it just to kind of act as a marker, just because there's wires and there's those rod things and everything in there, and I'm trying not to hit any of them. This was approximately the right amount that was necessary. Let me get a measurement here. This is just for my boat, but it might work for yours. Oh wow. So yeah, right around, what was that, 2 1/8? And I think probably 2 would have done it. So, quick tip. Alright guys, and we are through. It's more so about finding the wire once you're in there. It actually wasn't as difficult as I thought. I thought I was going to have to remove a bunch of this insulation and contort my arms and hands, but instead, as you can see, I pull it, whoa, and it comes right through. So if I do that, one of these, this will be our quick initial test. So this will go. It's just a matter of playing with it. Boom. That's basically how it's gonna look when it's all done. So I'm gonna clean up all the edges, make it look all nice, and then we will be back. This is how she's looking. Another quick pro tip: if you don't want all of the little lines from when you were going along here and cutting this, and say you needed to cut a little bit more from here or up top or whatever, I'm just taking a piece of sandpaper and just lightly going along, and that just gets rid of all of those sharp lines from the knife when you initially cut it out. And then what that leaves you with is a nicer looking factory edge. Now I don't have anything on me, actually maybe I got some of that aerospace stuff, but I'm gonna see how it looks afterwards if I leave it. This is a more dull color, but you can always get some sort of rubber protectant, shine, sealer, whatever you want to do, and put it on top of here to give it that shinier look. My rub rail's pretty old, and boat needs a good wash, so I'm going to install it as is, and then maybe in the future I'll shine her up. But this makes it just that look that much more factory, and that's what I was going for, is that. Okay guys, one thing I forgot to mention is make sure that it is going to be a sunny day. It's I don't know if you can see that, but it is dark and cloudy. Just had 2 storms come through, so now everything's soaked. Tried to get it as cleaned up as possible to carry on with this, but just wanted to show you guys using these this style of connector with a little bit of solder in there. Doing that, I also took the 2 wires, I don't know if you can see down there, the 2 reds from each of the LEDs, and basically heat shrink those together just to give it, you know, better connection. Then did this, and now I'm just gonna go over it with another heat shrink, just so then that way everything is secure. On mine, it's basically black to black, and this gray one is, I guess, your power here. So gonna do the same thing to this one, put these over that, and then hopefully that's it for the wiring. On a side note, when it was starting to rain, I was going really fast and I took the shielding off of these ones, so if you're wondering why that's all exposed, that's why. So I'll have to just fix that up afterwards. But yeah, that's where we're at with this. I have tested these. Would have liked to have made this video a lot more in depth, but given that the storm was coming, I had to work fast. I did use, I don't know if you can even tell. Yeah, I guess you can. I used the black silicone. I'll have to find it. And I put the black silicone in both ends. Didn't really need it, but figured, hey, why not? We're trying to keep this as waterproof as possible. This is the stuff that I used for silicone sealant for the lights, Dynaflex Ultra in black. It says it has this WeatherMax technology, UV fade resistant, crack proof, all that good stuff. Lifetime mold, mildew, algae resistant. So figured it's got to be good. And here's the finished product. Got this all back installed, all the wires done, ended up fixing those other wires, and now you can see it's daylight, so it's kind of hard to see. I might make some minor adjustments in the future, but probably gonna rain again, so for now this is how it looks.